This is insane. The last time we saw something like this with this many store closures and departures was like Detroit, okay? And also some suburban cities, especially a lot of them in California, like, San Bernardino, we actually see a lot of anchor stores leaving. And the moment those anchor stores were leaving, they suddenly, get no people traveling to that area. Anchor stores, they leave, revenue is gone for the city. And we're seeing the same pattern happening, but at a massive scale here. If you check this out, San Francisco's major closures and departures here. This is not something to laugh at. Now, at first, I thought it was like Whole Foods, AT&T, and also like Cinemark. I thought, okay, maybe the other major stores are going to stay. But even Office Depot is leaving. So you can't even buy your Post-it notes. Uniqlo, I can't believe these guys leave. I mean, when your city is so bad to the point that where Uniqlo has to leave, this is probably not a great place to invest any money. So what's going on here is this is Union Square. This is actually it's pretty close to the Tenderloin District. Tenderloin is like a little bit further down. And Tenderloin District is basically like an open air drug market. And a lot of these stores, when they left, they all said one thing. The city didn't really care if they got robbed. And also, there wasn't a lot of tourism, and people are leaving San Francisco in droves. Okay, population is going to be dropping 100,000 people. Bay Area, probably a good 250,000. In fact, the Bay Area itself is the fastest decreasing population area in the whole entire United States. A lot of other cities are having massive inflow of population. America is America is a country where the population is constantly growing. There's always new immigrants coming in. There's always people having kids. And this is actually a country where, like I said before, population is rising actually at a great rate. So big cities should be having higher population. Even New York City is having an inflow of people despite of all of its crazy problems. San Francisco and the Bay Area is having decreasing population. Everyone's going to Texas. Everyone's going to Florida. Everyone's going to the Midwest and buying a suburban home. You got H&M leaving. Coca Republic, Crate and Barrel. I can't believe the place where I buy my glasses are leaving. Uniqlo is leaving. That's the most shocking thing. Park 55 is leaving. This is a massive $725 million default. Gap is leaving. AT&T's flagship store is leaving. Abercrombie and Fitch. Nordstrom Rack is leaving. Got some hotels here and there. Of course, Banana Republic. Westfield. This is an enormous mall. Okay, Westfield is actually very successful in the mall and retail business. And on average, their retail space is leased out 93%. They only have a 7% vacancy rate on average. But for the first time, San Francisco, they only have a 50% vacancy, and now they're closing down. Now, check this out. A divided San Diego City Council passes controversial homeless encampment ban. Now, this is a big deal because San Diego is kind of like the last bastion in California where it isn't fully overran by like homeless people. Now, here's the thing about homeless individuals. They need help, but a lot of times the city is using the money in a very bad way. Okay, for example, San Francisco, the Tenderloin District has been like this for several years. They've always promised about making public housing, but it never, ever happens. San Francisco is super wealthy. The Bay Area makes so much money from taxing those big corporations. Oracle, Google, HP, Dell, Apple's there. But for some reason, they just can't do anything with the money. I have no clue how they're in a budget deficit right now from all the money they're getting. But I guarantee you, if there is just somewhat of like a decent politician in San Francisco, someone just a little bit bolder, okay, I think they could really get things up and running and finished. Tenderloin District has been an open air drug market for decades. I don't know how they're just cool with that. Okay, when several cities around the world, the closer you get to downtown, the better it is. San Francisco is totally different. Like downtown is like, it just smells like urine at this point. And people are like, I can't go through a week without stepping on a few feces here and there. It's crazy. And they keep saying, we're building affordable housing. Never happened, okay? I have no clue where all this money is going to. I guess they're just burning it somewhere. But San Diego is actually pretty tough on this, okay? They actually had like a few Republican people running the city in the past. So that was actually pretty interesting. But now they're saying that homeless encampments are actually illegal because San Diego apparently is having a massive tent encampment slowly crouching into the downtown area. Okay, this is where San Diego's tourism industry lies. Now, tourism in San Diego is still decent, okay? It's pretty close to Tijuana, so people do travel back and forth. And San Diego is probably seeing San Francisco becoming like a massive tourism pit. Okay, tourism is not going to San Francisco. They're going to San Diego. They still are. Okay, San Diego's tourism industry is still pretty hot, and key flagship stores are not leaving, and they want to preserve that. So now they're preventing homeless encampments, which is the right thing to do. But here's the thing. They're also planning on some affordable housing here and there for a lot of the people who are in need. And I mean, San Diego has a lot of problems, but at the very least, they seem to be wanting to save their city, which is a good thing. Now check this out. San Francisco in trouble, battered by remote work and the homelessness crisis. Guys, there's like 8,000 homeless people in San Francisco, and the place isn't even that big. I mean, you can't even walk through a block without seeing a tent at this point. And here's the thing about San Francisco, what's really crazy about it is the place is fantastic. If you've ever been there pre-pandemic, it's by far my favorite American cities despite all the crazy problems. But now the population has declined a lot. Small business owners are leaving. If you watch my previous video, I actually show a video on Reddit by Unusual Wells, shout out to them. They actually show a video of just somebody walking through Union Square where all the big key stores are, like Uggs, Ralph Lauren, H&M, and it's like every 3 stores, 2 stores are empty, and the retail sector is completely screwed up. Commercial office space is not needed anymore. And you can't just blame on remote work, guys. Even with remote work, there's always going to be people who just graduated from college who want to work at a big city, aka someone like me. I love to live in a big city, okay? But nobody wants to go to San Francisco, okay? I actually want to move to San Francisco. This is actually a fantastic place, great culture, if they fix the homelessness crisis and the drug problems and the crime. If they fix all that and it actually ranks like the top 5 safest American cities, I'll move there right away, right now. I'll be cool with paying $1 million for like a 1.5 bedroom. Like seriously, there's a lot of people like that in America who want to go to these big cities, but these big cities are managed so poorly they don't want to go. And not everyone likes remote work. Okay, yeah, there's digital nomads, but a lot of people still like to go to these big cities and experience a big city life when they're young. And if you also look at this, San Francisco loses another large downtown business. You also have, movie theaters on shutting down, citing city's local business conditions. First of all, with so many businesses leaving, there's surprisingly still people who want to open businesses in San Francisco and the Bay Area. But if you guys have looked at the laws and regulations of opening any business, restaurants, hospitality, whatever it is incredibly difficult to open anything in San Francisco, which is really confusing, right? Like at the same time, they really need money right now, but at the same time, it's so hard to open a business. Like I don't get it. If you go to Florida, if you go to Texas, great places. Very low taxes. Obviously, the cities want your money, but they make it super easy for anyone to pop open a business. It's very, very business friendly. This is why Elon is so tired of San Francisco. In fact, Musk probably wanted to build more gigafactories in California, but they're like, business conditions are so bad. He's going to Texas. Austin is now Tesla's headquarters. In San Francisco, they're losing more downtown businesses every single day. And these are going to be the ones that you don't hear about in the news. You will only see if you walk through the streets. Small little restaurants, mom and pop stores are quietly leaving. You're seeing more empty space every single day. The ground floor retail space is very, very high in demand, but it's also one of the few retail spaces where nobody wants it. Not to mention California also has a healthcare problem right now, losing hospitals, losing healthcare workers. And it's just not really a great vibe overall. And it absolutely hurts to see the city go down and ruined like this. This is, like I said before in the beginning, one of my favorite cities on planet Earth. I'd love to move there, but only if they fix up some of these conditions. Okay, and I feel like if they just fix things up, clean it up, make it like very, very low crime, make it like a top 10 safest cities in the US type of thing, or like the top 5 safest cities and very, very low homelessness, I guarantee you a lot of these companies will start flooding back into the area. This is still the startup capital. But right now, as it's being managed like this to the ground, wow, I still can't believe how they managed to run this whole city to the ground. It's insane. And hopefully they fix it. I really do. See you guys later.